money. Doors are open. Just gonna wait for the tribe. Okay, we are tuned. And there's Gene. First one in the door. You have the best virtual seats in the house. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. For Wind Down Wednesday, we just got the live feed going. And there's Faith. Hello. Sip 'em if you get 'em. Teflon for the blood, I call it. This is medicinal. So, good to see you here. Oh, I've had a great couple of days, man. I've been doing some spring cleaning right in the dead of winter, which is great. My storage unit I've had for 2 years after I sold my house, so it's coming up for renewal again yesterday. So my goal was to have the rest of everything that was in there cleaned out by Saturday, and I had it done on Thursday, which was great. And then I ordered some things to kind of make better use of my desk, my office space as it is. This is my, I call it my bridge. This is my Star Trek bridge. I'll put pictures up before and after. I've got a couple more items coming from Amazon. So I've got this black desk, L shape, that goes like this, and then right here to my right. And I've got my iMac 27-inch here, which is my recording station and what I broadcast on. And then to my right here is my 30-something inch flat screen, and that's what I use for my computer monitor. And then I had this mess, which is now organized with these cool bookshelves that were just like 20-something bucks, and it looks really nice. I bought a riser for my monitor, and I've got two cool plastic risers coming for what's in front of me. Right now, I have them stacked up on books. I feel a lot like Jed Clampett. But when those get here, it's cool. My desktop, it's all smoked glass. It's black, of course, and it looks really neat. So I'm very excited to have those other two pieces come in. And then I have a big 5-tiered shelving bookshelf coming that'll go right behind me here. Oh, you can't see it. It's next to my bed. And that's going to enable me to pull all kinds of books and movies out of these boxes that I've got stacked, these Bankers boxes, the remnant of my storage unit. Anyway, so I've had a great couple of days. And it feels great, like movement. Clearing out the old and taking stuff, heirloom stuff that I'm holding on to of mine that's eventually going to go to my grandkids and stuff. my daughter, excuse me, and so I've been giving them over the last couple of months just tons of stuff, and that feels great. And I had a box and a half of sheet music, some of it going back to when I was 9 years old, singing and playing guitar in the boys club choir. Original stuff, but it's like I never use it. Even when I have guitar students, I rarely teach out of all of those. So I was passing those along because my grandson is starting to play guitar and taking lessons, and eventually those might be something he wants. So anyway, getting all this space organized is really wicked cool. So I'm gonna get pictures up in the next couple of days when my two really thick, clear units come in to stack up and get my monitor up off this table. It's going to be really neat. So anyway, it feels good. I feel like I'm being just called to all kinds of just, I don't know, a lot of movement this year. 2023 is going to be awesome. So welcome to all of you. Thanks for that vote of confidence, Faith. I know I've talked to so many others on this side of life like me. People just like, it was great. Like, I loved having my little 2-story cottage home for 13 years, and I filled it up with enormous furniture from Razzmatazz before they went out of business, and 12-foot pillars with angels on top of them. Gene's been there. There's Kev. Hey, brother. Kevin's been there. He saw it. I loved having my house full of all that. It was so artistic. And then, in my recording studio, I converted my bedroom. That was my sacred space. And but I had an 80-inch flat screen. You remember all of that stuff. I loved that. And then, I had an estate sale, and then a year later I sold it. And I don't, other than my studio, I do miss my studio because of my Starfield ceiling I put in and how cool that was, and my wood flooring. I love that space. So I do kind of miss that once in a while, but I don't miss all that stuff. It was great. I have no regrets having it while I did, but it's just I've whittled stuff down, so I have just the essentials, just what I need, and I enjoy that too. So there's a lot of other people I've talked to, clients and others, that are talk about they're minimizing, living a minimalist lifestyle, or just getting rid of stuff, and I've been doing the same, and I'm enjoying it. So because I do enjoy the stuff I do have. I like playing around with this. I call it my bridge. It's like on Star Trek. So that's what this is like, this glass, black tempered glass. And I've got 2 monitors here and all my desk reference books. And I got tons of other stuff I'm going to be putting up behind me when that comes in. Anyway, so Z's here. Bush, the Bush concert. Cool, man. And thanks for checking in anyway. Let's get some music going. I haven't opened with a Steve Poltz song in a while, which I love to do. For all my friends for all lovers everywhere, as Steve used to say, and anybody with freckles on their face. Well, I love everything about you. And I love the way you comb your hair. And I love the way you sashay in the room. Your perfume lingers in the air. I love everything about you. Whoa, about you. And I love the way you lick your lips there. You got fireworks in your hair. And I love the way you bring me water. When I'm thirsty in your bed, I love everything about you. Whoa. were surely kissed by angels. Just look at the freckles on your face. You've got the devil in your eyes. You disappear without any trace. Well, I love sneaking up behind you when you're looking in the mirror. The way your eyes lock into mine, dear, without guilt and without fear. I love everything about you. Whoa, about you. I love everything about you. Whoa, about you. All right, a little of Steve Poltz kicking off this edition of Wind Down Wednesday. Good to see you, Z. I'm probably wrong, but that's not Kate Bush, is it? I love her from England. I'd love to see her. I have a feeling like Bush is probably a band, but I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with Kate Bush though. I first saw her on Saturday Night Live in my late teens, and she's a performing artist when she sings. She's awesome. So Kate Bush, anyway, that's probably not her, but if it were, it's like, dang, how did I miss that? Anyway, all right, good to see my tribe here. Yeah, so we are kicking things off, and as you know, I don't use a set list, so I kind of let my muse guide me because I've been busy getting all this stuff done and clearing out space, and my storage unit's done. That closes out that part of 2022. I got my my corporate taxes are filed. My tax accountant did those. That closes that out. They're paid. Personal taxes are on the way to get done. So that'll officially close out 2022, and getting my my bridge all situated, which I love. So it feels good to do that. I did a live Zoom, my third one, with the VA, the folks at the VA Center yesterday afternoon. So as you know, I used to be a volunteer with Musicians on Call, but I left that, and we haven't been able to go back into the facilities for 2 years. So I set up a deal with the VA to, instead of going down there because I'm a vet, I can't. We've been doing them via Zoom live, so I did that yesterday. So it's this Army veteran, this older guy, and he loves Motown, and I played some Motown, and he loved Elvis, so I did a lot of that. But I told him I love this song. It's not the original, but you can go to YouTube, and Jermaine Jackson has from the old Midnight Special, I think it was. He had a great version of this where he's just playing his bass and singing, and I love that. So I played that for him too. He loved the Drifter stuff that I did. That made me happy, because me too. But this one just came to mind, so I think my muse said, let's do this. So this is Jermaine Jackson's version of this song. I love this song. You're my love, you're You're my angel, you're the girl of my dreams, and I'd like to thank you for waiting patiently. Yeah, Daddy's home, your daddy's home to stay. Yeah. How I waited for this moment to be by your side. Your best friend wrote and told me you had teardrops in your eyes. Yeah, Daddy's home, your daddy's home to stay. Yeah. Now it wasn't on a Sunday, Monday and Tuesday went by. It wasn't on a Tuesday afternoon, and all I could do was cry. But I made a promise that you'd treasure. I'd make it back home to you. How I waited for this moment to be by your side. Your best friend wrote and told me you had teardrops in your eyes. Yeah, Daddy's home, your daddy's home to stay. Yeah, Daddy's home to stay. I'm not 1,000 miles away. Daddy's home to stay. I'm gonna be there come what may. Daddy's home to stay. I'm not 1,000 miles away. Oh, all right. A little Jermaine Jackson's version of that song. So, for my tribe, welcome. No new check-ins or comments. All right. Well, as always, no matter how large or small, it is always an esteemed group of tribes members. So thank you for checking in. Good to see you all. Let's get back to some more Steve Holtz. I feel like playing that. Hang on, except for as it does, this Adobe Flash Player wants to hijack my screen. So there we go. Gene says, loved it. You're welcome. Kevin's here, serving our veterans. You're welcome. And as I'm one too, I got some instant cred when I started playing at the VA Center, which I loved. So it's always a lot of fun playing there. So a little more Steve Holtz. If you look to the east, where the sun never sets, I'll be there at the top of the stairs, you could bet. So just pick up the phone, make a call, all your own. I'll be there when you say your last little prayer. La la la, la la, la la. You hold your head in your hands, and I don't have a way to climb inside your body and just hang out and stay. And everybody's asking when you're coming back, and I don't have an answer, so I fade out into black. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. And I walk so slowly through the broken glass outside. I tread the nose so cautiously, wondering where you hide. And I got notes tacked on my walls and kisses oh so sweet. And all I do is wonder when again the two shall meet. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Do you hear me talking to you? Oh, hello again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up a set up. Good morning, I miss waking up with you. $100 phone bill multiplied by 5. You look like a phone to me. Hey, are you still alive? And dirty plates and bottles, will it decorate my floor? And I got lots of so-called friends just knocking on my door. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Do you hear me talking to you? Oh, hello again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up a set up. Good morning, I miss waking up with you. Oh, all right. There's some more Steve Poltz for my tribe. Thanks for checking in. Sip 'em if you got 'em. Good to see you all. I haven't done this in a bit. I feel like doing another Steve Poltz song. I think he wrote this one in Australia. You ride with the top down, and all the boys stare. With the scent of a magazine, your windblown hair. And I could have tried to get deeper inside, so I sat there alone, and I slowly got fried. Hope it's all the pretend, and this is the end. I've got piles of old pictures, I've got your clothes on my racks. You can keep most of the records, Leaving the Motown stacks. Leaving the Motown stacks. I broke down in Grimsby, and I missed you so bad. It felt like a fifth wheel, smile when I'm sad. All of the whiskey in the world couldn't stop my heart from beating. It spun like a top. Hope it's only pretend, and this is the end. And I've got piles of old pictures. Get your clothes on my racks. You can keep most of the vinyl, but leave me the Motown and the stacks. Leave me the Motown and the stacks. Screw these damn cell phones. Make cancer in my head. And this genetic chicken makes me feel like I'm dead. Could argue for hours and miles in the night till I just pass out. Floor some light. Hope it's on pretend, and this is the end. And I got piles of old pictures. I've got your clothes on my racks. You can keep most of the vinyl, but leave me the Motown and the stacks. I've got piles of old memories that you need down by the tracks. You can keep most of the records, but leave me the Motown and the stacks. Leave me the Motown and the stacks. Oh, all right. That was called Stax. After Stax Vols, STAX, a blues record label from Memphis. I'm moving up one fret. I haven't done this in a bit. I like playing this song from that Gwyneth Paltrow movie, Country Strong. When the stars line up, you catch a good break, and people think you're lucky, but you know it's grace. And it can happen so fast, we're a little bit late. Timing is everything. And I've had close calls when it could have been me. And I was young when I learned just how fragile life can be. I lost friends of mine. Guess it wasn't my time. And timing is everything. And I could have been a child that God took home. And I would have been one more unfinished song. But when it seems a rhyme is hard to find, that's when one comes along just in time. Well, I remember that day when our eyes first met. You ran into the building to get out of the rain 'cause you were soaking wet. And as I held the door, you wanted to know my name. Timing is everything. And I could have been another minute late. You never would have crossed my path that day. And when it seems true love is hard to find, that's when love comes along just in time. You can call it fate, a destiny. Sometimes it really seems like it's a mystery, 'cause you can be hurt by love or healed by the same. Timing is everything. And it can happen so fast, for a little bit late. Timing is everything. As my friend Steve Flowers used to say, I believe that's true. Okay. No new check-ins or comments? No? Okay. Just want to make sure I don't miss any. Let's go back down to the second fret. My friend Steve Holtz had this on the soundtrack to that movie Jack Frost with Michael Keaton years ago. So I like this pretty song. You can say you're coming back. You can say you're leaving. Wish you would let me know so I could stop my grieving. And if the road come back to haunt me, am I gone and I do not know? The sky come back to taunt me. Am I gone and I'm feeling low? Gone and I'm feeling low. Don't talk of things that you don't understand. No, don't discuss what you don't know. It never did you any good, no how. Don't leave your things where you've got baggage hanging around. It only makes it hard to walk this town. You can say you're coming back. You can say you're leaving. Wish you would let me know so I could stop my grieving. When the clouds roll back, I think of you. And the springtime makes me grin. And every time I turn around, you're leaving again. You're leaving again. You're leaving again. Leaving again. Leaving again. a little more of my Steve Poltz, my buddy Steve Poltz, and from his very deep set list. Mike McCabe's here. What's up, brother, man? Says Michigan's in the house. Kevin, if I'm not mistaken, aren't you also in Michigan? This might be the first time we've had, what would you be? Michiganians? Two people from Michigan check in at the same time. How's that? I think. Clarify. I think, Kevin, that's where you're at. Mike's there from Michigan checking in too. Thanks for being here. Thanks for keeping yourselves warm and healthy up there. I've been watching some of that Blizzard stuff. Mike says Ganders. Kevin says Michiganders. Got it. So it's true. I think this is the first time I've had two people from Michigan checking in at the same time. So it's a night of firsts. So glad you're all here. Thanks for being here. I feel like some Elvis from Blue Hawaii. Kuipo, I love you more today than yesterday. But I love you less today, less than I will tomorrow. See the sweet Hawaiian rose, see it blossom, see it grow. That's the story of our love. Ever since we said hello, Kuipo, I love you more today than yesterday. But I love you less today, less than I will tomorrow. As the years go passing by, we'll recall our wedding day. I will be there by your side. You'll always hear me say, Kuipo, I love you more today than yesterday. But I love you less today, less than I will tomorrow. Kuipo, you're my Hawaiian sweetheart. Kuipo, you're my Hawaiian sweetheart. Oh yeah, a little tropical Hawaiian music for this edition of Wind Down Wednesday. Thanks for being here. The doors are still open for any latecomers, as always. My muse says, hey, do this. I haven't done this in a while. Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? Miracles, I guess, still happen now and then. Step into my heart. Leave your cares behind. Welcome to my world, built with you in mind. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you will find. Ask and you'll be given the key to this heart of mine. I'll be waiting there with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you will find. Ask and you'll be given the key to this heart of mine. I'll be waiting there with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. All right, this is a little Elvis from the 1973 live via satellite show, Aloha from Hawaii. For my Wind Down Wednesday tribe, thanks for being here. As always, just kind of following my muse and playing what sounds good. Oh yeah. Little Jimmy Buffett. Heading up to San Francisco for the Labor Day weekend show. And I've got my hush puppies on. I guess I never was meant for glitter, rock and roll. And honey, I didn't know that I'd be missing you so. Come Monday, you'll be alright. Come Monday, I'll be holding you tight. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back by my side. Yes, it's been quite a summer, renting cars and westbound trains, and now you're off on vacation. Something you tried to explain. And darling, it's I love you so, and that's the reason I just let you go. Come Monday, you'll be alright. Come Monday, I'll be holding you tight. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back on my side. I can't help it, honey, you're that much a part of me now. Remember that night in Montana when we said there'd be no room for doubt? I hope you're enjoying the scenery. I know it's pretty up there. We could go hiking on Tuesday. With you I'd walk anywhere. California has worn me quite thin. I just can't wait to see you again. Come Monday, it'll be alright. Come Monday, Are they holding you tight? I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back. I sighed. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back by my side. Oh, a little Jimmy Buffett. For my Wind Down Wednesday tribe. And Carrie Wilkes is here. Thanks for checking in. Kevin loved Jimmy Buffett. Thank you. Carrie says, I'm looking at property in Michigan. Really? Wow. Well, we've got 2, hang on before I blow it. Ganders, Michiganders. I wasn't sure what they were called. My friend Mike and Kevin are both checking in from Michigan tonight. So, if you need some help, this is the way the universe works with my tribe. There are 2 folks there, 2 stand-up guys that could help you. So, good luck. Oh, lots of lake houses in Michigan. How awesome is that? Hang on. Speaking of lake house, I don't know what my tuning is on my alternate guitar. Guess what? I couldn't remember if I tuned it down a step or if I had tuned it to my my instrumental harmonic eyes. But it's tuned down a step, so that means I get to play. I'm gonna play for you this Paul McCartney song. It wasn't filmed in Michigan, it was filmed in Chicago, but called The Lake House. And since Mike mentioned the lake houses in Michigan, how cool would that be? So I'm gonna play this Paul McCartney song from one of my favorite movies with Sandra Bullock and the awesome Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves, and so this song figured prominently in the lyrics. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but the lyrics, this is just brilliant songwriting from Sir Paul McCartney. The lyrics speak right to the storyline of that movie. So this is inspired by you guys talking about Michigan and lake houses. I'm very sure this never happened to me before I met you. Now I'm sure this never happened before. And now I see this is the way it's supposed to be. I met you, and now I see this is the way it should be. This is the way it should be for lovers. They shouldn't go it alone. It's not so good when you're on your own. So come to me. Now we can be what we wanna be. I love you, and now I see this is the way it should be. This is the way it should be. This is the way it should be for lovers. They shouldn't go it alone. It's not so good when you're on your own. I'm very sure this never happened to me before I met you, and now I'm sure this never happened before. This never happened before. This never happened before. This never happened before. Oh, I love that song. and I wouldn't have thought to play it except for my tribe inspired me by posting comments, and my artistic sensibilities, probably via my muse, said, "There you go. There's your next song on the list." So that's always wonderful, those surprises. Um, oh, thanks, Carrie. Yeah, hope you like that one. Uh, oh man, the time passes. Let's see. How about a little Jim Croce? My favorite Jim Croce song. Well, I know it's kinda late. I hope I didn't wake you, but what I've gotta say can't wait. I know you'd understand, but every time I try to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kinda strange, but every time I'm near you, I just run out of things to say. I know you'd understand, but every time I tried to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. But every time the time was right, all the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kinda late. I hope I didn't wake you, but there's something that I just gotta say. I know you'd understand, but every time I try to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Oh, that felt right. That was good. A great song is always going to be a great song, as I say. So to the late great Jim Croce, and thank you all for being here. So good to see everybody. And on this edition of Wind Down Wednesday, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do a double shot of Jim Croce. This was not an album release, a radio release, but it was on one of his albums, and I've always loved this song. So I'm going to end on this song. Hey, tomorrow, where are you going? Do you have some room for me? The night is falling and the dawn is calling, and I'll have a new day if she'll have me. Hey, tomorrow, I can't show you nothing. You've seen it all pass by your door. So many times I said I've been changing, then slipped into patterns of what's happened before. But I've been wasted and I've overtasted all the things that life's gave to me, and I've been trusted of you busted, and I've been taken by those close to me. Hey, tomorrow, you've gotta believe that I'm through wasting what's left of me. The night is falling and the dawn is calling. I'll have a new day if she'll have me. 'Cause I've been wasted and I've overtasted all the things life gave to me. And I've been trusted, abused, and busted. And I've been taken by those close to me. Hey, tomorrow, where are you going? And do you have some room for me? 'Cause the night is falling and the dawn is calling. I'll have a new day if she'll have me. I'll have a new day if she'll have me. Woo! Oh man. Thanks, Carrie. Oh, you're welcome, Kevin. So I was just thinking, I want to do that was a double shot of Jim Croce. I'm going to do one more song though. My muse said do this. Thanks, Kevin. I'm going to do one more because it kind of put me in a singer-songwriter mood. And I played this the other afternoon when I did that live Zoom at the Phoenix VA hospital. So this is to all of you, to my friends. This is some JT, some James Taylor. I'm going to end on this one. So thanks for showing up and for being here and being part of my tribe. When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care, and nothing, oh nothing is going right, just close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, and all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. If the sky high above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old cold northern wind should begin to blow, just keep your poor head together and call my name out loud. Soon you'll hear me knocking upon your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Yes, I will see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, and all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Hey, ain't it good to know that you've got a friend when people can be so cold, that hurt you and desert you? They'll take your soul if you let them all, but You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Yes, I will to see you again. Hey baby, don't you know that winter, spring, summer, or fall, you know, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. You've got a friend. Ain't it good to know you've got a friend? Ain't it good to know you've got a friend? And oh, baby, you've got a friend. All right, tribe, that'll do it. Huh. Oh, thanks so much for being here. What a fun night of music. As they all are, but some are just, I don't know. Kevin says, thanks to the Jim Croce. You're welcome. Have a good night. Oh, my aunt's here. My Aunt Kathy. Thanks for checking in. So good to see you. Thanks, Gene. Kevin had to stick around for some JT, as you do. So I'm glad. Thanks. You saw him in concert in '79? Awesome. Yeah, that's one I have yet to see. So you saw my post from a week and a half ago. On a Saturday. Be 2 weeks from this Saturday. I was at the Mesa Performing Arts Center and I saw Smokey freaking Robinson. Man, oh, epic, epic, epic. Those don't come around very often. So, and I don't get out to see a lot of music. So I got my ticket for Gordon Lightfoot. He was supposed to be here in November. He had an illness, so he's rescheduled for April. So that's another one. Bucket list guy. I missed my chance to see Al Jarreau. Oh, I would have loved to have seen Al Jarreau, but I got to see Smokey, and that was a great show. And so I'm looking forward to Gordon Lightfoot this year. And Kevin's is jealous. Man, Smokey Robinson, woo! I don't know if you saw my post. I said this October, because I did the math. I'm still kind of a C- math student, but 9 months from 2 weeks ago, this coming Saturday, the East Valley, here in the East Valley, Phoenix, East Valley maternity wards are going to be busting at the seams, because if you were at that show, there was one thing you were going to be inspired to do when you got home. And I read years ago that there were probably more children born, two things, during the Tonight Show, when Johnny Carson was hosting, and to Barry White's music, which I have to agree with. But if you were at that Smokey Robinson show, guaranteed, there was a lot of conception going on that night. Just had to be. He was awesome, man. Came out in a silver zoot suit. Oh, slow dancing across the stage, not even looking at his feet. It was great. After the third song, he peeled the jacket off and he had a long sleeve white shirt. He brought two ladies up from the audience on stage. Man, it was an epic show. 90 minutes straight, 82 years young, Smokey Robinson. Oh, epic show. Yep, it was wonderful. Thanks for checking in. Thanks, Carrie. I'm glad you were here too. All right, as always, my tribe. Namaste. The divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for keeping yourselves healthy, especially my friends up there in the cold, cold north in Michigan. Keep those immune systems bolstered. Keep yourselves healthy. Thanks for being here tonight. Enjoy the rest of your middle of the week hump day. I will be back Friday, as usual, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for Fiesta Friday. We'll look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for being here tonight. And aloha.